Okay, this is going to be sorting, and the first thing you need to know about sorting is that when you press enter, you have created a paragraph. So here I am down at the end of Mary. I'm going to type a new word. Maybe I'll type Zoe, and I'm going to enter. Now I have created a paragraph. There is a paragraph that has Zoe as the first word. In fact, Zoe is the only word in the whole paragraph because I pressed enter. So when I type Christina and I enter, I've created another new paragraph. Every time you press enter, you've created a new paragraph. Let's say I wanted to sort these names out, and I might be tempted to do this. I might be tempted to highlight my list and go to sort. And it says, would you like to sort the paragraphs? Yes, I would, because I know that every line is a paragraph. And is the paragraph text? Yes, it is. Would you like to sort them in ascending order from A all the way up to Z? Ascending? Yes, I would. So I'll say OK and watch what happens. It's going to be a disaster. I give it a click and it says, alright, I put them in alphabetical order for you. And I'm thinking, what the heck? Now my title is in the middle of my list. I wanted that title to stay at the top, so I'm going to undo. I'm going to undo with this undo button up here. And I got to think, what in the world? I got to keep this title up at the top. So I'm going to do sort again, but this time I'm going to be a little bit more careful. It says, does your list have a header row? A header row is a row that's going to stay at the head. It's going to stay at the top. The other lines can be sorted out, but the top line is the head line. It's not going to change. So I have to say yes. This list does have a header row. Don't change the header row. Change everything else. So I'll say OK. And poof, hey, my list is in alphabetical order. Well, that was pretty easy. I have another example for you. Let's scroll down and take a look at it. This one has to do with paper money. And it says, here's what's on the front of paper money. And these are the people who are on the front of paper money. Maybe I want to put them in alphabetical order. So what I should do is carefully highlight the lines that I want to put in alphabetical order and use the sort button. Here it is. Does your list have a header row? No, it doesn't. There's no title at the top. So is it in paragraphs? Yes, it is. You want ascending order from A to Z? Sure, why not? And we'll say OK and see what happens. I think it's going to work just great. Hey, look at that. They're all in alphabetical order from A all the way down to U for Ulysses Grant. But what if I wanted to put them in alphabetical order by their last name? Can I sort them by last name? Well, yes, I can. Well, I noticed in these names that every name is 2 words. Each name is 2 words, and there's a space, 1 space between each word. Now that's very important, that every single line is the same. They all have 2 words. They all have a space between the words. And because of that, I can now use the sort, and I can sort them by last name. Here's how to sort them by last name. You go to the options, and under options it says, are things separated by tabs? Do you have tabs in between things? No, I don't. Do you have commas? Commas in between things? No, I don't. Do you have something else between things? Yes, I do. I don't have a hyphen, so I'm going to backspace that hyphen, but what I do have is a space. So I'm going to tap the space bar, and now I said there's a space between things, and I'll say OK. And he says, oh, there's a space between things. So now instead of sorting the paragraphs, which is the first letter of each paragraph, I don't want to sort by paragraphs. I want to sort by word number 2. That's their last name, not their word number 1. Word number 1 is their first name. Sort by word 2. It's a text. Do you want to go in alphabetical order from A all the way to Z? Yes, I do. Do you have a header row? No, I do not. Okay. And now they're in alphabetical order by last name from F all the way down to W. Let's go down and look at another example of sorting. This example of sorting has a hyphen between the name and the dollar amount. Maybe I want to put them in dollar amount order. I want to sort them by the number. Well, I can do that because there's a hyphen in each line, and right after the hyphen is the number. So I'm going to tell them, hey, after the hyphen, find the number, and then sort by the number. So highlight these words all the way from Abraham Lincoln, if I can grab it. There you go, all the way to Ulysses S. Grant, and I'm going to do the sort button, and it says, do you want to sort on word 2? No, I don't. Let's go change our options because I want to use that hyphen that I had before. I'm going to have to backspace that space. There's the space, and I'll backspace it. It's gone now. Then I'll put the hyphen. I think things are separated by a hyphen. And I'll say, okay, things are separated by a hyphen. If things are separated by a hyphen, would you like to do sorting by the first thing or the second thing. Now these are not words, because he doesn't know if it's going to be a word after the hyphen, or maybe it's going to be a number after the hyphen. He doesn't know what it's going to be. The first field is the one that's up against the margin. The second field is the first thing after your break, that is, after our hyphen. So I'm going to sort on field 2. Is it text? No, it's not text. It's a number, like a 1 or a 5 or a 10 or a 20. Would you like to do ascending order or descending order? Let's do descending order just to be different. Descending is going to go from something big all the way down to something that's small. It should then go from 100 all the way down to 1. Do you have a header row on this list? Do you want something at the top to stay there all the time? No, I don't. Abraham Lincoln can move. That's fine. No header row, and I'll say OK. Hey, they're sorted by dollar amounts, descending order. And it's pretty good. I have another example for you down here. It's going to be a table. Tables are pretty much the same. You don't have to highlight an entire table. Sometimes people go like this and they have to highlight just the table they want, but you don't really have to do that. If you're anywhere inside the table, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be over here or you could be over here. It doesn't matter where you are. Anywhere in the table will work. And I'm going to sort this table, so I'll go up to the sort button. And it says, do you want to sort the reverse? No. I want to sort the bill. Here it is, bill. And see, it took this header row. It knows right away you're in a table. You probably have a header row. So I want to sort by the bill number, and bills are numbers. They're not text. Let's do ascending order from 1 all the way up, up, up to the biggest possible number. And I'll say OK. So in a table, you don't have to highlight things, and the header is automatically picked for you. It's a little easier to sort a table, isn't it? The last example I have is a more complex table that you can sort out. Here's a bunch of people that belong to a certain country and they're playing a certain game. Maybe they're in some sort of a contest, and so some of them are going to be playing chess, and some of them are going to be playing Scrabble, and some of them are going to be playing golf, and some from the US and some from Canada. And I want to sort out this list, so I'll click anywhere in the list. Oh, not up here. That's no good. That's no good. You got to be in the table someplace. It doesn't matter where you are. In the table someplace, and I'm going to sort them out. I'm going to sort them out by country, so all the countries will be together. Hey, look at that, country. But wait a minute, what if the countries are exactly the same? What if they're both USAs? Which one comes first? Which one comes second? How do you break the tie? Which one comes first? Well, that's this thing. It says if they're both exactly the same, then if they're both exactly the same, maybe we'll sort them by game. So all the USAs will be together and all the Canadas will be together. That's this one. Then if I looked at just the USAs, all the games will be in alphabetical order. Or if I looked at just the Canadas, all the games would be in order. What happens if both the country and the game are exactly the same? Which one comes first? I can break the tie a third time, and Microsoft Word gives you a chance to break 3 ties. I'll say if they're all the same, then use their last name. Now what if the last name was the same? Well, then Microsoft Word would not be able to break the tie, and it only has 3 choices. You could go to Microsoft Excel where you could get more choices. But in Microsoft Word, you can only break the tie twice. You can sort, break the tie once, break the tie twice. Let's see if it works. We'll say OK. And now all the Canadas are together and their countries are in alphabetical order. And if I looked at just the Canadas, then the games would be in order. C, G, G, chess, golf, golf. And if I looked at just the USAs, the games would be in order. C, S, S, S. Which USA Scrabble comes first? The one with the last names are now in order. If I looked at just the Scrabbles and just the USAs, I'd find out that their names are in alphabetical order. And that's about all there is to it.